Yeah, good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss about the topic that is called as acquired immunodeficiency syndromes, that is AIDS. AIDS is actually caused by a lentivirus that is also known as human immunodeficiency virus. In short form, it is called as HIV. It is characterized by opportunistic infections leading to suppression of the immune system. So this is the condition where the body immune system keeps on decreasing, and in that condition any kind of disease can attack the body because our immune system is decreasing in such cases. Secondary tumors and neurological manifestations are observed. So secondary tumors and problems related with the neurons are observed in this AIDS. Then etiology, what are the reasons? The causative organism is a retrovirus that is called as human immunodeficiency virus, which belongs to the family Retroviridae. So this HIV belongs to the family that is Retroviridae. And we have two types of HIV, that is called HIV-1 and HIV-2, and cause this disease with same properties and antigens, but they differ actually in genetics makeup. HIV-1 is found to be more common in Europe, United States and Central Africa, whereas HIV-2 found to be most common in West Africa and India. The features of both the forms include the incubation period is followed by slow fatal outcome, tropism for hematopoietic and nervous system, then suppression of immunity. So these are the features of characteristic of both HIV-1 and HIV-2. There will be some period which is called as incubation period, and after that there will be, when incubation period is over, then it will show the outcomes, and that may be the very fatal outcome. Then tropism for hematopoietic and nervous system, and finally leads to decrease in immunity. And what are the routes of transmission? It can spread through by sexual contact. Second is by parenteral transmission, that is use of contaminated needles during blood transfusion. Third one is through the transplacental transmission, that is from infected mother to the fetus during pregnancy or during parturition through the amniotic fluid. So if the mother is having this HIV, then it can goes to the fetus through the fluids, that is called amniotic fluid, as well as it can cross the barrier that is called as placental barrier, as well as this can also be transferred through the lactation. So these are the four routes by which this HIV generally gets transmitted: sexual, through the use of contaminated needle, then through the placenta, and through the lactations it can goes to the fetus. Then what are the symptoms? Individuals may not show any symptoms initially, but in what happened in advanced cases, there may be weight loss, there may be diarrhea, there may be fever or night sweats, oral candidiasis, that is called fungal infection, then there may be skin rashes, then there will be short-term memory loss, or there may be severe pain or numbness in the hands and feet. So these are some common symptoms. So if a patient is suffering from HIV, they can demonstrate these symptoms. Main thing in this HIV is to understand the mechanism, that is called pathogenesis, how exactly the HIV virus is entering the host cell and it is replicated into various numbers of HIV. So that is very important parts to understand. So first I will explain this flow charts which indicates the various steps how the HIV virus is entering inside the host cell and how many copies of HIV is coming out of the host cells. So that's where they keeps on replicating and keeps on infecting the new host cell and keeps on decreasing the host immune system. So in this you can see this is the basic structure of HIV virus. And this HIV virus consists of three important enzymes. The one is reverse transcriptase, second is integrase, and third is protease. So three important enzymes are present inside the nucleus of HIV virus. Then it consists of some RNA genomes, that is 2 copies of RNA genomes are present inside the nucleus. Then on its surface it is having a kind of protein. The outside, the circular structure is called as glycoprotein 120, and that is also called as surface protein. And the inside one which is holding that outside, that's inside is called as anchor protein, which hold this GP glycoprotein 120. So inside one the structure is known as glycoprotein 41. So this is the basic structure for the HIV virus, which can ask for the 2 marks also. Draw the structure of HIV virus. Then after that, exactly what happens when this virus comes in contact with host cells, like it may be T cell or it may be macrophage. Then this virus is going to bind with the host cell with the help of its receptor, that is called as glycoprotein 120. So this glycoprotein 120 binds with the CD4 receptor. Okay, so we know that T cell is of 2 types. One is CD4 and another is CD8. So if it is CD4 cell, then it is having the CD4 receptor, and it is also having a co-receptor. So this GP120 when binds with CD4 and co-receptor, then there is attachment of HIV virus on the surface of host cell. Okay, then when it binds, then it is going to get inside the host cell by the process that is known as internalization. And through internalization, so this HIV virus is getting entered, and they are going to release their content into the host cell. They are going to release the enzymes like reverse transcriptase, integrase, protease, as well as they release the RNA genomes, because this HIV virus is having their genetic material as RNA. Okay, then what happened, this HIV RNA will be converted into HIV DNA. One template will be formed, and that will be done with the help of the enzymes, that is the reverse transcriptase. That is the main function of reverse transcriptase, is to convert HIV RNA into HIV DNA, so that only this HIV DNA now it will go to the nucleus, and this HIV DNA with the help of the enzymes, that is called integrase. This integrase enzymes is going to cut this host DNA and it produce sticky end, and because of this sticky end, this integrase is going to insert this HIV DNA into the host DNA. Okay, so that is the main function of integrase, to insert the HIV DNA into host DNA, and once it is HIV DNA is fixed into host DNA, now when this host DNA is going for replication, then this small fragments of HIV DNA will also get replicate, and their respective HIV mRNA will be formed. Okay, and when this HIV mRNA will be formed, then this HIV mRNA will form the respective, it will go to the ribosomes and they synthesize the respective protein. Okay, so this is called as HIV protein will be formed, and this HIV protein will be actually of bigger size, which will be cut down into small fragments, and for that there is a enzymes that is called protease. So this protease is going to cut the HIV proteins into small fragments. So again, now these proteins and these enzymes get packetized in the Golgi bodies, and again the new virions is ready. Okay, so like that, now one virus entered inside the host cell and many virions get bud off. The process by which it come out from the host cell is known as budding. Okay, so this is the concept behind the. So the same concept of pathogenesis of AIDS you can write into the 8 steps. In that the first step is HIV's extracellular or virion stage. Then second is HIV glycoprotein 120 proteins binds to CD4, that is cluster of differentiation 4 and co-receptor on host cell. Then HIV RNA genomes, reverse transcriptase, integrase and protease is going to enter inside the host cell. Then this is the reverse transcriptase which synthesize one copy of HIV DNA from HIV RNA template. And then fifth step where integrase splices HIV DNA into host genome. HIV DNA is transcribed to HIV mRNA by the host cell's RNA polymerase. So this RNA polymerase enzymes present in the host cell which is making HIV mRNA from the HIV DNA. Then this HIV mRNA is translated to HIV precursor proteins by host cell ribosome. Then this host ribosomes will convert this HIV mRNA into HIV protein. Then this proteins cleaves precursors of protein into mature viral proteins. Then in the seventh step the new generation of virions going to get assembled inside the host cell, and after getting assembly the new virions is ready to come out from the host cell, that is called as bud from the host cell membrane by the process known as budding. So this is the well-defined 8 steps behind the pathogenesis or mechanism of HIV. Now this is preventing measures, how to can prevent this AIDS. The first is by avoiding extramarital or promiscuous sex. Okay, so we should not have multiple sex partners. The second is use of lubricated condoms during sexual intercourse with a person either known or suspected to be HIV. So use of condoms is also a very protective measures for AIDS. Then the third is use of disposable sterile needles and syringes. So once the sterile syringes are used, it should not be used for other person. Then testing blood before transfusion. So whatever the blood we are transferring, before that it has to be tested that it should not be HIV positive, and using blood which is certified and stamped as HIV, HBs antigen and VDR negative, then only we can use those blood. Then avoiding sharing of needles, we should not share the needles again and again. The next is discouraging prostitutions and providing rehabilitation to prostitutes. So this is the one prostitutions where the people have multiple sex partners and they can infect the person. The next is educating the people about the AIDS. Then we have to make the people aware about the AIDS, then how it gets transmitted and how it can be preventive, and what is the importance of practicing the safe sex. So we can educate the knowledge people about this AIDS, about the various aspects of the AIDS, how it happens, how it transmitted, and what can be the outcomes, so that make people to take steps to prevent the AIDS. Then we can ban on importing blood products. So there are some blood products like plasma expanders and all. So if it contains this HIV, then it can also lead to AIDS. Okay, so this is a very important topic again for 5 marks. Okay, so if you understand the pathogenesis of this topic, so that is going to be very useful. Thank you, students.